break up. Now every day I wake up, somebody got a problem with hoes.
Hey, what's up, guys? How we doing? Today I want to talk a little bit about head discipline when we're hitting. I got a question on YouTube asking me if I could try to help out a player keep his head down on the ball a little bit better when he's hitting. So what I want to do today is talk a little bit about how I think I can help you, and then also why head discipline is important, and what happens if we're not disciplined with our head. So the first thing to kind of understand is, if you've played any level of baseball, anytime you swing and miss, this is just something you'll hear all the time from a parent or a coach. If you swing and miss or pop the ball up, they're probably going to say, hey, keep your head down. It's just the easiest thing in the world to say, and you'll hear it over and over again. Now, they've done a bunch of studies on it, and it shows that we don't actually see the ball hit the bat. You actually lose track of the ball the last few feet. I don't know exactly how many feet it is. I can't remember. But the last few feet, we lose track of the ball. So keeping our head down isn't actually so we can see the ball hit the bat, because we can't. But what being disciplined with your head does, and what keeping your head in the hitting zone does, is it helps our body and our swing stay the way that it should through the zone. A lot of times what you'll see from younger players or from players that get a little too aggressive with their head is their head wants to come up and out of the swing. So if you're a right-handed hitter, your head starts to lift up before you're making contact, and some guys will pull their head as far out as to where they're almost going towards the shortstop position or third base. And a lot of times, because you do this, it's going to pull your body off the ball. So your head a lot of times controls your body. So if you're yanking your head really hard for a right-handed hitter towards that third base bag, or for a left-handed hitter towards the first base bag, it's going to cause your shoulder to kind of pick up and out of there. And you're not going to stay on balls, especially if the ball's a little bit away, and our first move is to pull our head out, pulls our shoulder out, and now we're getting really spinny, and we're not going to be able to stay on that ball to the opposite field. So it's not so much for us to see the ball. Of course we want to see the ball, but what pulling our head out usually does is it takes our body out of the swing. A lot of times your body will start to come up. Your momentum and body will move up and out of the zone instead of staying over the plate, so that you can get your bat through the zone as long as possible. So there's a few ways that you can correct this. The easiest way, or really the only way, is to do it through practice. If you think you're going to go into a game and think about keeping your head on the ball longer, it's not going to work. Once we get into the game, we need to focus on the ball. That's really all we need to do. But in practice, an easy way to do it, especially on a tee, is to think about keeping your head there as long as possible. So one thing that gets us in trouble is that we want to always see where the ball goes, especially young guys. So as they're about to make contact, they want to peek and watch how far the ball goes. One way to practice this is hit a few balls off the tee, but keep your head down and don't track the ball. Just hit the ball and be real disciplined with your head to keep it down. Now, one thing I want you to think about when you do this, some players take this to too much of an extreme, and they lock their head in there, and they don't let their head move anywhere, and they get real tight and tense. Their neck gets tense, their upper body gets real tense. So there's a fine line between being disciplined with your head and keeping your head down, and not allowing your head to move anywhere, as to where we get really tight and stiff, and now we can't even rotate properly. So be relaxed, but just don't peek up with your head. Hit the ball, keep your head down, and then after the ball's come off the bat and gone, then we can kind of see where the ball goes. But in practice, if you're having problems with this, really work on keeping your head down all the way through the swing. And like I said, tee work is kind of the best thing for you, because the ball is going to be right there in the hitting zone, so you can watch the ball, hit the ball, and then keep your head on that tee really relaxed, and that'll kind of train your body to not get quick with your head and start peeking to where the ball is going, and that should really help in the game. So here's a few quick examples. Here's Ryan Howard, and you can kind of see where his head is at the point of contact. We'll go next to Albert Pujols. Same thing, heads down at the point of contact, and this is where a lot of times for most players, here's the ball coming off the bat, probably a home run, and you'll see their head peeking at the ball or up towards third base. Same thing here, Manny Ramirez, heads down, not peeking. And then the last one is Carlos Delgado, same thing. So if you watch a lot of these players, all their heads are in the hitting zone as they're making contact, or even as in the case of Pujols, the ball's off the bat and he's still down. He's not peeking. He's not prematurely taking his head and lifting it out towards third base, so he's coming off the ball. So hope these help. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you later.